Hey guys, it's Jacqie Crafty. Welcome to Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Crystal and a bunch of her friends are doing Off the Board all month long. This is our traditional last Wednesday of the month. I am playing along today using my How to Kill a Kit with Style. I've got some cute photos of my son from Valentine's Day in 2020 that I haven't scrapped yet. And some leftovers of part of this kit, this XOXO from American Crafts in 2012. And I really wanted to try this for a while. I saw it on a card. So I'm going to actually create a tie out of a piece of patterned paper to make it look like the page is a nice button-up shirt and tie. So let's get started. So, I'm not going to use a lot of pattern paper. So I have this scrap piece of white paper that's got a little bit of mixed media on it, just left over from a stencil. I've got a part of this black and white pattern paper from the XOXO collection, and a full 12 by 12 of that red pattern paper. So I'm taking the white paper, just trimming off the ripped edge that I had, and then I'm getting it lined up so that I will have a full 12 by 12. I'm going to put some of this black and white patterned arrow paper on the bottom, and then I'm going to layer it behind the top. So I'm going to trim some of it off and put a strip of it behind the top, because then I'm going to cut the top of my paper and fold it over, right? We always do that fold over. And the other day I was looking at somebody's layout. I don't remember whose it was, and I was like, you know, it kind of looks like a collared shirt. And so I thought, and that's what kind of sparked the idea of and I've seen it made on like Father's Day cards, a tie. And so I was like, oh, I want to make a page look like a tie. And I had a pin to make the tie, to make the cards. And so I just thought I would make it bigger. So I took that red pattern paper and I cut an 8 by 8 square. Now it turns out a little wonky. The instructions on the pin that I have kind of tell you how to do it on a 4 by 4 square, and it probably comes out a little more proportional. So I do kind of mess with it, but here I'm going to fold it. So basically you take the 8 by 8 square and you fold it in diagonal, and actually I folded it in diagonal first the wrong way. But you fold it in diagonal, and then you're going to fold in the sides, and then you're basically like 3 times fold down that tip, and then you fold it back on itself, and then you kind of adjust the long parts to make them look like the tie. So my tie ends up wonky, but I'm pretty sure every time I've tied my husband's tie for him, which is very rare. He's a Marine, so he knows how to tie a tie. I don't need to tie his tie for him, but I've had to straighten him for him, and I think I had to tie my son's tie once, and I always make it wonky, hence if it's not crooked, I didn't make it. Even with tying ties, things just get crooked. But I do futz with it, and it turns out really cute. It's not as crisp as I would have liked, because my paper's pretty thick, and I had to fold it a few times to kind of figure it out, but it turns out super cute. So I'm going to glue it down and glue it kind of wherever I need to keep it tacked in place, and I'll put it right in the center, and then I will get my photos ready, trim them down, mat them up. I do start putting some Nuvo drops on the page before I have other things glued down. They get messed up and I have to redo them. But I thought maybe I would just try to emulate the look of buttons on the collar without like obviously being buttons, like overtly being buttons. So I'm going to kind of put dots on the folded over collar part to make them look like buttons, and I'll adjust it again after I've smudged it off completely and done everything else on the page too. But anywho, so I'm trimming down my photos. I do have 3 photos. One is not the greatest, and I end up ditching it just because I liked what the page looked better, like kind of as I was looking at it. I'm like, it's gonna look better if I just have 2. So I do ditch the one. You can't see my son's face very well. It's kind of blurry. It just works out just to ditch it, and it's fine. These photos have captured exactly what I want. So I mat them on the black, and then I'm going to mat one of them on the red side of that pattern paper, like just like the tie, and then the other on the B side of that, which is a striped paper that has some pinks and reds in it as well. And I'm like, all right, this is cute. I'm liking this. It looks just like a nice shirt. And I'm going to pop the photos up on foam because that tie's a little dimensional. That'll just help with that. So I'm going to pop them up a bit. and I'm really liking this. I'm going to use the couple 3D embellishments that came with this kit. And so my mixed media, you can't see it very well in the video, but my mixed media that was kind of left over on the page, it's really kind of obnoxious up above on the left side because you can see where the edge of the stencil was. So I kind of want to do something to cover that up. I'm like, what can I use? And then I remembered I haven't played with these 49th and Market rub-ons for a while, and I really, really liked them. And one of the packs that I had a very nice pale pink color that kind of matches the pink color that's in some of those 3D embellishments and in that stripe pattern paper that I backed the one page with. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use all of these they look like packaging technique with like newspaper writing or something down. And I really like the way that turns out. And I really hate when I constantly say that, so I'm really sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and put one on each side in the upper and then one down lower, kind of at the base of the tie. I'm just going to futz around with that for a little bit and get everything glued down. I'm kind of just reinforcing the edges up here on the paper. But yeah, I really like this. I might try it again sometime and just use some smaller ones. That might be kind of fun. But yeah, some smaller ones kind of all around would be kind of fun, I think. I think you could make a really cute layout. Yeah, and you just use squares and you do folding. So I grabbed some of my Glimmer Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists. This one is it's like a rose something. What is it? Rouge. So it's like a glittery gold red. It dries a lot darker. Just going for the pink red theme. And then here I'm adding some of these Nuvo drops. This is Oyster Gray. And this is kind of what I did to emulate the buttons on the collar. I just put a couple of those down. I hear the 3D embellishments, and then I was like, oh yeah, I gotta put a title. So I'm actually just gonna put chocolate bomb. Do chocolate on the upper left photo and bomb on the lower right photo because that is what my son is eating. I got these chocolate bombs. They're basically like a molten lava cake, technically, but it's not molten lava. So it's like a cake ball as big as your fist, and it's filled with this like gooey, fudgy pudding type. Oh, they're so good. And there's like ganache on the outside. They're so amazing. So I got them as our Valentine's Day treat last year, and they were, yeah, we just loved them. I felt like I was still needing some things, so I just kind of dug in my stash, got out some of these Me and My Big Ideas embellishment packs. I haven't really played with those in a while. Trying to dig in through some of my stash. I really need to make a really good stash kit, but I have so many collections that are still really full. I kind of have a semi-newer stash kit coming up for How to Kill a Kit with Style next month, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. But I decided to do that and grab some Freckled Fawn puffy hearts because I have some in black and white, and I thought that would be kind of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get those Nuvo areas done on that collar better. I grabbed this Pretty Little Studio label. Gonna label up on there, kind of describe or tell the story of why, what I took a picture of, and then stamp 2020 using my LA Studio stamps. But that is pretty much it. Put some of these Me and My Big Ideas chipboard pieces around the ones I think I like that would go. And it turns out pretty simple, but it's very, to me, like the focal is that tie with the photos next to it. And that really brings your eye to the center. And I think it turned out pretty cute. You guys have to let me know what you think. But thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure you check out everybody else who's playing along. They've been playing along all month and they've been doing amazing. Janet especially, I've been getting her notifications. She's been killing it with her inspiration. Like, her layouts have been blowing my mind, and Crystal's obviously all the time. Like, everybody's. They've just been amazing. It's been fun to watch. I'm kind of bummed I didn't play along, but this month has been crazy. So, thanks again, you guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and give us a thumbs up if you like it. I love comments. Go ahead and comment, and here's some close-ups, and we'll see you next time. Bye.